if you've seen any episode of Pro Sports Takes It All, the show is all about making bold predictions that are actually likely to happen. And today's take is actually about the greatest catcher of the 2020s. So we kind of talked about Joey Bart a little bit. Do you think the 23-year-old could be potentially the top backstop of the decade?
Well, I just watched Talladega Nights the other night, so I'm going to say don't put that paint on me, Ricky Bobby. I think this is a really pivotal year for a lot of people. Joey's at the taxi squad working out. This is just my own personal opinion. Nobody's told me anything, but I doubt that they would start his clock this year by calling him up in this abbreviated. But for sure, I think he's got all the talent. Like I said, he's got it, whatever that means. To sit here and say that he might be one of the top catcher in the big league someday. I think he's got a shot. So I don't think I would be out of line by saying that. I also don't know what else is out there because I've pretty much been focused on our events company during COVID-19 right now. So honestly, I haven't even been watching much of the big leagues. I follow, who wins and who loses in the box scores every morning. But there have been long days and long nights here fighting through this COVID-19 thing from a business perspective.
I bet.
Yeah, and you made the point of Joey Bart possibly getting called up this year. And we have a lot of NFL and NBA fans that watch this show. So something that they might not know about the MLB, there's a lot of different levels. There's rookie, there's A, there's AA, AAA. And with this weird 60-game format, we can see a lot of players get called up and get that valuable experience that they usually wouldn't get. Could you kind of give us a little inside scoop on how organizations are kind of utilizing the 60-game season to get their prospects that experience?
Well, I think they're doing it in a lot of different ways. You see the Chicago White Sox called up Nick Madrigal the other day, and he's playing. Like I said before, I don't know. Nobody's told me this personally, but I doubt that the Giants would call up Joey this summer in a short season and start his big clock. But other teams are handling it differently. I think that this is such a weird year.
Of course.
Everybody's just doing, we have a saying around my house, we're all just doing the best we can. And everybody's handling this thing differently. Some people, some people are doing things they've never done in their life because it's the way they can get through COVID-19. Same with organizations. Some people are going towards a youth movement. Some people are going the opposite way. Some people are filling the gaps with Band-Aids. I think you'll see it all over the map as people navigate their way through what hopefully will be a 60-game season. That's not even guaranteed at this point.
Yeah. Nothing's guaranteed. And to get into our take today, it's never easy to predict the best player at a certain position over 10 years or 20 years or anything like that, especially at a position like catcher where you look around and every elite player at the position is already 27 years or older and likely won't be much of a factor during the later part of the decade. When you look at the 2010s, Buster Posey was the unquestioned best catcher of the decade as the first MVP of the 2010s and the leader of the greatest MLB dynasty that we've seen of the 21st century, helping the Giants win 3 championships in 5 years. And even with knowing Posey's legacy as the best catcher in the game, a likely future Hall of Famer, and as you said, Parney, a Giant legend, the front office still thought so much of Joey Bart with the second overall pick that they couldn't pass on him, and they tagged him as the next in line. The 2018 number 2 overall pick is now viewed as a top 10 prospect around the league, and he's not just an excellent defender around the plate, but you heard from himself. He has that sound off the bat that just can make any fan kind of turn their heads, and he can also be an impact player at the plate. He controls the game well. He guns runners out trying to steal, and even though he won't be much of a base stealer himself, he can stretch those doubles into triples sometimes and score from second base on base hits. So we're talking about essentially a 5-tool type of catcher behind the plate with the athleticism and developed traits to excel at the big league level. And I'm sure most people view Adley Rutschman as the favorite for this decade's premier catcher, but with Posey being there in the Bay to mentor Bart too over the next few years of spring training or when he's finally called up, whether that be 2021 or the year coming, I expect Bart to flourish and really put some high-quality seasons together as an elite big league catcher. And I know Parney kind of, made his take, but here we gotta make statements, not sentences around here. So my take is that Joey Bart will be the greatest catcher of the 2020s.
Yeah, kind of one of the funny things, I know you brought up Adley Rutschman. Joey Bart and Adley Rutschman could wind up being within 3 hours from each other, with Rutschman possibly making it to the Orioles this year, and of course Joey Bart possibly returning to Richmond once the minor leagues kick back off next season. But I'm going to have to go with Rutschman. Rutschman was the number 1 pick of last year's draft. He has and the main reason why I'm going with him, he has that switch hitting potential with the 5 tool as well. He's been the best catching prospect since Joe Mauer's came out. And he's actually rated the number 4 MLB prospect right now. I think he probably has the best tools to become the best catcher at the end of his career. And obviously Joey Bart's going to give him a run for his money, but I think Rutschman's going to come out on top.
Well, there you go. You got Adley Rutschman, you got Joey Bart, 2 of the top catching prospects in the game. Those are the guys to look for over the next 10 years. Parney, man, it was great having you on. It was great hearing more about what you got going on with the Richmond community. And I know anyone listening to this from Richmond knows how much you mean to the community and how much you've done over the 10-plus years that you've been there. Is there anything that the fans can do to help support any cause or anything that the Squirrels have going on?
Well, if you're listening to this and you're from the Richmond area, Thursday and Saturdays we have movies in the outfield. It's a great experience for the families to come out and sit on blankets and socially distance squares. We literally painted off squares that are more than 6 feet apart away from each other in the outfield. It's a pretty cool situation. We're doing the best we can. And then on Fridays we have happy hours for people of all ages, but particularly people that are your guys' age, enjoy coming out in a socially distanced situation. And then also one of the things that's happening all across minor league baseball, all across the country, is people going to our websites and buying merchandise and wearing the Squirrels and other minor league baseball teams merchandise around in their communities just to keep us connected to people. We'll be back. We're really not going anywhere, but our games will be back, and we're looking forward to that. And I firmly believe every day of my life that when we get back, everything's going to be better. The beer's going to be colder. The hot dog's going to taste better. The umpires might even get their calls right next
Wouldn't that be something?
So just got to stay positive, everybody. It's the hardest thing any of us have ever gone through, but I promise you there are brighter days ahead.
You guys heard them, man. The initiatives are there. Come out. There's nothing better than baseball and a cold brew. Check out the website. The merchandise is there. There's not a better logo or team than the Flying Squirrels. So rep that red, rep those jerseys, and the attendance continues to go through the roof. We appreciate having you on the show, of course, and keep doing your thing.
Yeah, show your support like Parney and Brandon said. And, when you have baseball coming back, you heard from the man himself. He's going to be back and better than ever. So really appreciate having you on, Parney, and looking forward to next year.
Congratulations on all the things you're doing there. I'm proud of you, and look forward to seeing you all again soon. Have fun. Go nuts, everybody.